Welcome to the first ever Retro Viln repair video, going into some old tech, bringing it back. This is a Nikon COOLPIX that I found. Wanted to bring it back to life. Only problem I could see for it was a cracked screen. So here we go with the disassembly. Get a good look at it. I've already got backup batteries, removed the battery already. I got a 2 GB SD card. A lot of space for the time, I would suppose. Let's see. It's the door for the battery and the SD card. See, there's a mount stand on the bottom. And first off, I started with the side screws. Gotta get the side screws out. Now, being as though I didn't watch a teardown video before this, I'm kind of I'm going as I'm going. I'm just making it work. So bear with me, please. This is a first time. It's a first time for everything, and I'm walking you guys through my first time repairing this here device. Any practical use, I would say, I don't know, like I could take pictures with it to see the difference between this camera and a modern camera. I might just put it on eBay for sale. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with this after I finish repairing it, but that's first 4 screws out. Look around, see how many more screws I got. Okay, we got some screws on this side. So I'll go ahead and remove these screws. The screws on the black outer shell are black, like the screws themselves, and the screws on the blue outer shell are silver. I found that pretty interesting, actually. Like, I figured they'd all be silver. Figured they'd all be one color, but it helped me putting it back together. So I'm not really complaining too much. Now here we are with the bottom portion. Taking out these bottom screws. A lot more screws than I would have thought were holding this together, but can't complain. I didn't design it. Now here is the figuring it out part. Here and now, I'm trying to pry this thing open. I got all the screws out that I needed to get out. So I get a pry tool, start prying. I don't really want to break anything on the inside, like any cords that might be crossed or anything of that, man. I didn't want to break anything. Let's just leave it at that. So here I am, trying to work out the safest way to pry this open without breaking anything. Now, if you don't have a pry tool, I would advise you get one, because doing this without a pry tool, I couldn't imagine how I would have gotten into this camera. You might be able to substitute with a guitar pick of some nature. See, I got it open there. Got some give. But then I thought maybe I might hit something. I don't want to dig too deep, so I go back to manpower. And here we go. It's starting to come off a little. Don't want to rush anything. getting there, it's getting there, it's getting there. And with a little wiggling, little movement, came off. There we go. Front plate has been removed. Set that to the side. Alright, now here I am re-engaging, trying to see what the next step is, see if there's any hidden screws. That is the door cover for the AV port. It fell off, it rotted off, but I need something to cover it. So I need something to cover the AV port, so I kept that. Like I said before, this is a lot of guessing based off of the other things that I've taken apart in the past, and just a bit of knowledge of how electronics are put together prior. No, I didn't see any camera repair videos, but I've taken apart a couple of consoles, I've taken apart TVs, monitors, phones, and here we are. Now we are stripped, but not where we need to be yet. Now with this part, trying to get this LCD out of this its housing, I'm still guessing. I have no idea exactly how to go about this here. So I'm looking, trying to see if I need to get deeper into stripping this down, getting parts off. But it's simpler than I made it seem. I was thinking I needed to remove that button where the buttons sit. I was thinking I needed to remove that. But I took my prod tool, lifted up the screen from its housing, just to figure out where this cable was going exactly. And the cable is going underneath the buttons. And then I found a hidden screw that most likely didn't need to be removed for me to do this, but I took the screw out anyway, thinking that it would help me somehow remove the buttons so I could get a clear look at this this LCD connector, the connector that it connects into. So here I am taking more screws out that I didn't need to remove. Thinking that it was going to help me strip down the situation. Like in retrospect, those screws did not need to be removed at all. I just took them out thinking that they were going to help me. So bear with me while I remove these screws that did not need to be removed. So with those screws that didn't need to be removed, I ended up separating another portion of this camera to try to get to the ribbon cable connector to disconnect the LCD screen. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I'm just stripping down this camera farther down than it needed to be stripped down. Overall, it did help me get an understanding of how these things are made. It helped me easier comprehend what I need to do should this LCD break again, or I run into another camera and need to fix an LCD. So it was a good practice. I got the side shell slightly removed from the camera to try to see underneath this housing for the LCD.
I go super in the studio. I go super in the studio. I go super in the studio.
and then I removed the front plate, like that front plate that you see there. I removed that, and it was still attached by a wire, a cord of some sort. Not exactly 100% sure what that cord was, but I didn't want to break it. So I'm looking, I'm processing, I'm looking. And I think this right here is the moment that I realized that I don't necessarily need, I didn't need to have stripped this down as far as I stripped it down. I think this is me realizing that. And then I can see exactly where I can see exactly where the port is now. And now I'm processing on how exactly to remove it. That was some shielding that I removed, thinking that was also going to help. A little piece of tape there. And at this point, I'm ready to pull out the new LCD. So here it is, the new LCD. Got this from eBay, of course. eBay has the parts, in case you didn't know. I tried to open it with my pry tool. Did not work for me. I used my tweezers because I didn't have anything sharp near me at the moment. Just wanted to get it open. It was not really too conventional to use tweezers to open boxes with LCD screens in them, but I wasn't thinking straight, so here we are. a little bit of force, a little bit of strength in there, because it's not a sharp tool by traditional means. Okay, got the box opened up. And there she is, brand new LCD screen for a Nikon S3000. Might I say in mint condition. Okay, glory shot for the camera. I'd say I might even make that the thumbnail. It's looking pretty good. Here I am trying to be gentle and open this at the same time. It's folding itself back. I don't want to pull this LCD. Okay, here we go. Didn't want to pull the ribbon cable because that'd just void the entire repair. Here it is. Clean screen. Okay. So here we are back to the main unit. Now I am processing the ribbon cable setup. That was a malfunction there. Use my tweezers to lift the tabs so that these ribbon cables can be extracted. Now these are usually tricky for me because if I've never opened something before, I have no idea which side is the side to lift the tab for these ribbon cables to be free. But that's just me. And I also, in retrospect, don't think I needed to lift up both of the ribbon cables, only the one that connects to LCD. But to be safe, I don't know, I lifted both up just in case. Taking out another screw here because I was sure that might have been holding something down. The good news is all of the screws go back where you took them out of when you're reassembling, so yeah, it's not really too much of an inconvenience for me as someone who's learning, not a top tier professional yet, so a lot of trial and error. Now here I am thinking that maybe I could separate that way. I could separate it that way. I'm still stuck on trying to separate this metal from the LCD as opposed to the actual way to fix it. You'll see I'll figure it out later in the video, but I'm doing a lot of extra things that don't need to be done here. I'm trying to pry things that don't need to be pried. Like here, this right here is just, I'm not even sure what I was doing here. I think I was realizing that I don't need to remove this piece right here, this module. I need it to stay. And now I'm thinking maybe I could just take the cable out the way that I took the first cable out and then it just slide. So I take my screwdriver, I lift, there we go, that's lifted. And then I just snatched it out. Not too aggressively, you know, be careful because you don't want to ruin something unintentionally. But yeah. It was this little this black adhesive pad that was holding the ribbon cable in place. The replacement didn't come with it, and I didn't reinstall it, so I'm not really sure what that was about. It was definitely making it impossible for this thing to pull out though. So here we go. After a whole lot of wondering and processing, I figured it out. We got it out of there. Now for the fun part. Now we get to install the new screen after I get another good look at what I'm doing here and how exactly I will go about that, processing that. Pretty straightforward. Slip it through the hole it came from. It will give a little resistance, but you don't want to bend this flex cable. That's the last thing that you want to do. You never see that right there was a dangerous bend, a very dangerous bend indeed. There we go. Even those two bends that you just seen have made my heart drop to my ankles, cause that's the only thing that I hear about ribbon cables. Do not ever bend them in ways that they're not meant to be bent. So I wouldn't say I got lucky with this repair, but I gotta be more careful with other screen repairs. Another thing I learned putting this back together. So here we are reseating the ribbon cables. Still emphasizing the carefulness that I need to emphasize. Don't want to bend this cable or, you know, break any internals in the cable. So I'm being gentle as possible while making sure that I've seated this cable correctly. Because if you fail to seat the cable correctly, it won't work. It's like if you try to plug in an HDMI into your TV and it's not fully plugged in, you're bound to have some issues. Something along the lines of that. You want all of the connections to be connected. No malfunctions, no blunders. And after I feel as though the cables are seated correctly and there's no more alterations that need to be done, I ensure that the clamps are closed down on the ribbon cables with my tweezers. Alright, and now I'm going to reinstall every screw that I removed from this unit. We are in the reassembly phase. Now, I probably said it about 4 times already, but I'm very sure I didn't need to remove every screw that I encountered, but I certainly did. So just sit back and you know, here we go with the reassembly. This putting this camera back together kind of reminded me of the old school Transformers from the early 2000s. I know saying that's probably gonna tell my age a bit, but the early 2000s Transformers, the clicks, the snaps, ensuring that things are in place. That's what this reminded me of. It was kind of nostalgic, if that makes sense. So I'm just making sure the tabs are clicking, ensuring that there's no unnecessary space where there wasn't any when I was disassembling. Just getting everything in order. Now this side panel, I believe I can call it a panel. Not really sure what the terminology, but this silver accent piece, it was giving me a bit of trouble. But once I realized that I just had to line up the tabs, things got simpler. Now I'm trying to align the screen with the housing, but the wires that I had shifted around a bit, they were a little loose and in a way. So I figured I'd deal with that after I return the screw that is supposed to be behind those wires to where it belongs. Now I'm putting silver screws back into this silver plate. And good news is the worst is behind us. Alright, that's complete. We got another screw on the other side of this LCD. I'm gonna get that in order. Looking good, so far so good. These wires were a problem for me. I wasn't sure if I should tape them back down or leave them as is in case I have to do a separate repair. So I left them as is. And ensuring that I'm not missing any screws. Thought that one in the corner was a screw, but had the wrong screw. I can say that these videos, I don't know, it was fun making this one. It was very time consuming, I will tell you that. Not even the repair part, but putting everything together and finding the background music and piecing clips together, because there are cuts in this. Not sure how well I hid them, but there are certainly cuts in this. And this is about an hour-long video. Not really sure how many people are going to sit for an hour and watch a video, but you know, this is something I enjoy doing, and I figured if I enjoy doing it, somebody will enjoy watching it. I will say this is it's very different from what I have been releasing, gameplays and things of that nature. This would be the first thing that branches off from the gameplays, and I'm here for it. If you're here for it, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll make sure I have more of these on the way. There's always something ancient that needs repairing, and I love doing this. So we'll see how this goes first. We'll see how this video goes first, so we can go from there. So here I am peeling off the protective layer. Alright. So far so good. It's amazing what a new screen can do for a camera, because it already looks better in quality. Not the picture quality, but like the device itself looks like, I don't know, like I just bought it off of someone else. It looks less used, if that makes sense. It could just be me, I don't know, because I fixed it. Maybe that's just me. But I don't know. I like the way that the screen shines. It's shiny. It looks healthier. Just ensuring that I'm not missing any screws, that I didn't overlook anything before I just go off of memory and put the side screws back in. And again, matching the screws by color. The black screws go on the black part of the outer shell, and the silver screws go on the blue part of the outer shell. It's consistent all over the outer shell of this camera. The bottom, the sides. We're getting a bit of bulging. Like it was, I'm not sure, maybe I opened it and didn't. I'm thinking this problem right here was the cords not being taped down. As I had to squeeze the camera a bit to get these screws in that you're seeing now. This last screw, or these last two screws. I definitely had to squeeze it a bit to get it to screw in properly. So that's, I'm not even sure what to think of that, but we can see the finished product at the end of this video. It didn't affect the quality of the camera as far as I know. Actually, I should look up the specs after this to see if anything is out of whack before I try to resell it. See, we're getting close to the finish line. Alright, we're at the last screw. And here it is. Buttons feel right. Everything looks together. I'm gonna put on this door cover for the AV port. As you can see, it's disintegrating, which is amazing. Whole lot of sarcasm going on, but it's disintegrating for sure. I'm going to see if I can get a replacement door, if that's even possible with how old this camera is. But for now, we use what we have. The tray opens fine, no resistance. I'm going to insert the SD card. And I have to grab my battery from off screen. Alright. Insert the battery. This is what do you call it? A aftermarket. This is an aftermarket battery that I've got also from eBay along with the charger for it. It's like you remove the battery and you put the battery inside of the charger that's plugged into the wall or a power strip. So here we are. As you see, we got some light. I'm setting the settings. I thought it would have popped up on the camera, but I'm guessing the angle, yeah, the angle made it impossible to see that I was going through the setup settings of this camera. It makes me wonder if it's ever actually been used before, because when I first turned it on, it was setup settings. It was time and date settings. It might have something to do with the battery, because that's a brand new battery and it was off for a while. But here it is. The lens extends as it's supposed to. Just testing some more buttons, see what they do. That's a picture. I'm just taking pictures, testing. Turned it off. Turned it back on. Just making sure everything's correct, no malfunctions. And in a few seconds, I'm going to show you what it looks like from a different angle. The flash works, which is great. And yeah, this is the first Retro Viln repair. I'm glad you can see it. I'm glad you were a part of it.